long arms, short arms, but this kid only had a couple interceptions. They say, how are his ball skills? I'm not concerned with his ball skill. He made plays on the football. He's a guy who diagnoses things very quickly, excellent closing speed, a guy that never shies away from contact and run support. Critics, I think, will look at the ball skills and say, well, it didn't translate to the field. Well, he didn't have any opportunities, and they were able to move him around in coverage, line him up in a lot of different areas and spots on the field. We talked about his slot corner, Baxton Hill, what that means, and his versatility coming out of Michigan. McDuffie was solidly right behind those elite corners. Up at Derek Stingley Jr., Sauce Gardner, and Trent McDuffie. Then there was a drop. The last of the highly rated corners wasn't in the stratosphere with Gardner and Stingley Jr. He was right off that, but he was much higher than the next corner, which could be an Andrew Booth Jr., Tyler Gordon, something like that. So this was the last of the corners that figured to go somewhere in the top 15, 20 overall.
And so you see the celebration is on there in California. A wonderful moment for him. And so if we can take a moment here to catch our breath, we see that the Green Bay Packers pick is in. So much speculation after the Packers had the tumultuous offseason in which Aaron Rodgers does ultimately return. And Devontae Adams somewhat stunningly is traded away. We wondered, would they be looking to select a replacement for him here? They have 2 first-rounders remaining. Would they take a receiver, maybe even 2 receivers? And Booker, I have to wonder if Aaron Rodgers right now has not been somewhat frustrated watching all of these top-level receivers go off the board before his team picks.
Yeah, he might be a little frustrated, but what I would tell him, don't be frustrated long, because we knew coming into this draft, this was a draft, not just top-heavy with receivers, but it was deep throughout. You know it's going to be as many as 6 or 7 in the first round, but it is as deep as 10 or 15 players of guys who can come in and make changes to your offense, whether it's a guy like Christian Watson or Scott Moore. It just depends on what you want, what flavor of the month. Aaron Rodgers needs somebody that can get separation and get open, because he's been one of the more accurate quarterbacks, not just in recent history, but in the overall history of the National Football League.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of value always at wide receiver. Sometimes it's right there sitting in front of you and it seems obvious, and a lot of times after the fact when we analyze drafts, we see how teams have come up with guys like DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown and Terry McLaurin, and we sit there and go, why wasn't it just so obvious to us on draft night? And maybe Green Bay saying, see, there's a lesson to be learned in that. There's also a guy sitting out here right now at edge rusher and Jermaine Johnson II that you go, wouldn't he look nice if we saw Gary and Preston Smith in that 3-4?
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting there going, I mean, to me, look, yeah, it would have been nice to see them be aggressive, but I think they're going to be okay. Because I think they're going to go ahead and get good value wide receiver, and they could possibly get a pass rusher as well. I see you sitting there staring at me, Mel. You agree? Right now,
no question. With Devontae Adams and Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings, they have done a great job getting those so-called second-tier receivers. So, I'm a Packer fan. I'm not worried, because history has proven they can find guys that other teams pass over at wide receiver. You mentioned Watson. Watson's again. I scouted his father when he came out of Howard. Well, I love Christian Watson.
Yeah.
So about yards after catch or about versatility. Love the kid. Heck of a football player.
Well, you mentioned Jermaine Johnson. He is by a wide margin the highest-ranked player on Mel's board who is still available. He is the pass rusher out of Florida State. Let's see if that's the direction they go. The Packers have 2 picks as we continue this night in the first round. Here's the three goes with the commission.
With the 22nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Quay Walker, linebacker, Georgia.
All right, we'll start with this. His first name is Jaquavian. He goes by Quay. And now he certainly looks the part. 6'4", weighs 240, weighs 4'5", played 52 games for the Bulldogs, so he has spent a lot of time on the field.
Yeah, he looks the part. He's got the physical and athletic traits. Another Georgia guy's tough to evaluate for me. I had a tough time with Jordan Davis, Trayvon Walker, and Quay Walker.